Hey everybody, welcome to Tribal Country for the Fold. This is your host Z Energy to the God with the knowledge, and I'm bringing on a couple. I'm bringing on a guest today. Hey,
Hey, peace, y'all.
peace to all the gods and goddess out there. And this is an update right here. So we just gonna go with the flow, and I let Sunshine just go with the tarot deck, and she'll just read off the energy of like what's going on, and the updates are so far like across the world, and what is really going on. And a lot of people still stuck in like they shadow, and they pretty much don't. They still clueless, but you got to understand. You really got to pull yourself together and really tap in and really find yourself to like sink into the energy, because once you do that, then you can pretty much bring in what's really going on. So I'll let you take over that.
Yeah. I actually did a live about this a little bit earlier, talking about my desire to be in alignment with nature, to be in alignment with the Neteroos, and how, the society that we live in pushes out of alignment with nature. So like, talking about the autumn equinox we had on the 23rd and how we entered Libra at the same time. And now we're about to have this Libra eclipse. We're coming into a space where it's like, we are in the middle of it, where we're acknowledging the fact that we're coming into the space of the solstice, where we're about to have darkness, where it's time to go back into the soil, it's time to go back into the womb, it's harvesting time, putting the seeds in the dirt, and then trusting the darkness of all things. Because you can't keep digging up the seeds and make sure it's sprouting and it's growing and it's getting water. You got to trust that what's happening in the dark and what's happening in the unseen is growing and expanding and rooting how you need it to be, so you can have the flowers and the fruit in the spring and summertime, right? So the way life has been set up, the economy or whatever, is you're actually supposed to work more this season, right? You're supposed to consume more this season. You're supposed to eat more. You're supposed to shop more. You're supposed to work overtime and extra hours. But that's not what nature is doing right now. Nature is resting. Nature is moving into a stillness. And your body wants to too. You're having less exposure to sunlight, so it's less of those vitamins and minerals that heat and things was bringing. And so by your nature body trying to adjust to that, and your indoctrination pushing you to fight more, go more, go more, go more, you are putting yourself in a state of depression and roll from the role strain, from the strain that you're putting on yourself, that disalignment with self and nature. That's the unison energy here. So awareness is key here. You do what you want with that information, but that's the information that's happening. And then like coming into this space, we're in a space of cleansing where certain things are letting go. You look at the trees, the way the leaves fall from trees, that's how things are, falling off of you. Cleansing, that's why this is a good time for fasting and things like that. However, if you listen to other people, places, things, experiences, they're telling you to consume more. It's time to start doing certain things. And I want you guys to understand the power of y'all magic right now, because the veil is so thin. We have a lot of different events happening. Pluto goes prograde on Tuesday. Excuse me. And when Pluto goes prograde, we also have an alignment between the moon, Venus, and Regulus. And Venus is wealth and materialization and compassion, and the heart chakra. The moon is the third eye chakra, the feminine side. So now we're dealing with your feminine nurturing spirits, your experience, your intuitive energy. And Regulus is the star in Leo. That's the star of riches and glory. And so these three alignments coming together is like bringing you to that royal spiritual level and materializing it, because Venus is an earth energy. That's the energy of materialization. So you have that divine alignment. You can use that triangle however you want, for my spellcasters out there. And so with Pluto going prograde in that motion, creating transformations in your space in that realm too. I also believe, because of the way the planets are lined up, people are coming into a space where Libra season is very important, right? Because Libra season is air energy. This is also the energy of harvest. So in this space, with Libra being air, we can come too far into the imaginary realm when we harvest things. So in this space, definitely ground yourself in the things that you're trying to do and the timetable you're trying to do them. And also remind yourself, just because you're speaking these things don't mean it's going to go happen next week. Remember, this is the seed for the spring.
Definitely. Hey, do you know when the next harvest moon is probably coming in? I know we just had one not too long ago, but next year,
Yeah.
the next year, probably the next harvest moon.
Um the next harvest moon will be in the between the end of September and October next year. The next
Yeah,
full moon we got is going to be a solar eclipse.
yeah,
No, a lunar eclipse. Yeah, that's on the
yeah,
28th.
yeah. That's a good
We
time to
got
plant seeds. Yeah,
yeah, absolutely. Right now we're in the moon of cleansing, so like we're making our way to the new moon, and so we're in a space where you are going to start seeing things fall off. And I like that this eclipse that we're coming into is in Libra, so it's in the space of harmony and justice. I'm actually doing a whole Telegram group event at that time, around the time that the eclipse is at its maximum. It's going to be at 80% this year. So it's like an annular, which means it's partial. They're not completely covering each other. And so yeah, the whole in my mindset, I believe that this alignment of the left and right third eye, the sun and the moon, the inner and outer experience, that feminine masculine, that polar opposite energy, the connection of that in Libra brings a call to a sense of balance, justice, and harmony. Libra energy deals with bonds and contracts, interpersonal relationships. It's an intellectual energy in those spaces. So it's a nice awakening to the bonds and contracts that we've been in, the soul contracts we have, the physical, well, the man magic contracts that we've been tricked into, contracts that we want to
yeah.
start to make. I
Less
know a
of
lot of
magic.
people. Yeah, I know a lot of people have different groups, communities that they're in, and I believe that it's time to open up the conversation of these groups and communities having treaties or contracts with one another, and working together. We don't have to like assimilate or infiltrate and whatever, because I know some people like to have their own space, but we should at least have like tunnels to each other, leeway, like there should be some level of connection amongst each other. So I believe that this connection is bringing a lot of alignment with that, because I see a lot of that conversation starting to come up and talking about it. Like, we need to unify on a larger scale. It's time for some level of justice. Socially speaking, like cuffing season energy is Libra, interpersonal relationships, different things like that.
Definitely. I've been monitoring a lot of like activity about like what Mother Nature is pretty much doing, and the weather is like really took a leap. You know what I mean? It took a leap, and it's like drastically is like you know doing some heavy damage to like different parts of the world. And I just feel like those different parts of the world is like where majority of that cleanup have to take place. You know what I mean? Because like the ocean floods, that water is like the purification from ocean,
Yep.
which is her energy, to get rid of that energy of those certain places that you've been seeing of floods and dams and stuff like that. A lot of that has been taking place now, and other than that, New York has been taking a hit too.
Yes. Okay, so with New York is on top of water. It was built on top of water. That was where like certain Native Americans was at, that had it was like a whole waterway dock situation there. So that was built on nothing. That town never really existed. It's about to be Atlantis out that hole.
Yeah,
Um
yeah, yeah,
is it's exactly like you said. Nature is coming back. If you pay attention, a lot of these things that are uncovering is our ancient towns, our ancient structures. You see a lot of holes opening up in earth, and now ancient structures and crystals and gold and all these things are coming back up, things that we used to have access to in abundance, right? So everything that these beings, and this is why I think this is so freaking magical, because how did you create a whole cemented structure over everything we just had over earth? Like, what is that? Plymouth Rock landed on us type shit.
Yeah.
Like,
Uh-huh.
that's crazy. I can't wait to see this magic undo itself. It's gonna be wild because you figure like the sky is gonna be different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's a whole different thing. It's
I
not
was
what you
telling you
see.
about that. Yeah, I was telling you about it. Remember the
Yeah.
biolimit? So now, do you see what's happening with the water? The bioluminescence.
I seen
Okay,
that.
the water is got the glowing, like kind of
Little
like
thingies.
yeah, like if you remember in Avatar the movie, you remember how clear that water was.
Hmm.
That's what the water's doing right there, and because it's going to take some time, but other than that, the water is actually it's cleaning itself. It got a self cleaning system.
Yeah.
And on top of that, by the earth is rising in energy, rising in frequency and stuff like that. By people bringing awareness and waking it up, their vibration is actually changing the planet.
Yep.
Like just by us talking right now, just that's changing the planet. And people
Hmm.
hearing this, that's changing the planet. When people go into meditation, that's changing the planet. So it's the same thing what the water does, because the water has memory and it has
Hmm.
cells, nuclear cells. So by the water have this energy and it has nuclear cells and it's like a source from energy. This water, it could transform into something significant. You know what I'm saying? Because the beauty of water is going to be so blue and so purified. It's going to be that how it used to be. You know what I'm saying? This what if you think about it, if you look at all the water on this planet, is dark. That's dark. That's the signify the dark energy that's took over this planet. So when the
Hmm.
planet goes into the new 5D and up, you know what I'm saying, the vibration picking up, you'll see that the water's gonna change into this like this sapphire blue. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be like very beautiful. And that's gonna change. That's gonna change a lot of people, and it's gonna change the way people think. It's gonna
Yeah.
bring a lot of geniuses into the
Yeah.
planet. The babies coming in, they're gonna be geniuses coming to the planet. We
Hmm.
got masters that's ready to come down through different wombs and ready to make a mark on this planet. So you could actually see the title and the ascension that's taking place on this planet. You feel me?
I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. It's a lot of different major planetary alignments that have shifted in this space that haven't moved for like, decades. Like Setna um moving into, I believe is Gemini. Hold on, let me check my notes. And I know Aries entering Aries. Like Aries is the primordial feminine energy. And that is the feminine energy that's awakening in everybody, that's giving us the ways to wake up. Because we think about it, feminine energy is intuition, feminine and going inward, all the voices in your head, the whole, when you have a whole
Yeah.
experience, a whole scenario in your head, all that shit is feminine energy. You be in a whole nother reality, you live a whole nother world in here that has nothing to do out here. So and sometimes you have multiple ones in here, nothing to do out here. You have the dreams and all that. That's all feminine energy. And we feel a new beginning in that wave with Aries being in Aries. Now, Aries was in Aries since 1920 something, and then entered in Aries zodiac. I want to say like 2012, and it's going to be there till 2044. And on the constellation in Aries entered Aries in June. This June that just passed, like I think June 14th or something like that. And so that's adding an additional like 20 years of Aries and Aries because of the gap between the tropical and the Vedic. So you're either getting the tropical energy was mindset, it's more like vibration, or you're getting the Vedic, which is more like physical things, Venus energy, what's being materializing your vortex. So that's the difference between the two. Unfortunately, it's a big gap. It was one time I had a download and I was like, we control the tropical chart. So why not dial back the time the way we do with daylight savings time and shit? but that was just a thought to realign the tropical with the Vedic to a certain extent. But yeah, who am I?
Yeah, I want to go back. See, yeah, I want to go back to what we was talking about the air. What you was talking about the air. Being the fact that the skies are blue. That is a sign of the old energy as well. So when the new evolution take place, the new energy come in, the frequency comes in, it's gonna change the whole atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be to the point where you're actually gonna see planets. It's gonna
Yeah.
be to the point where the colors in the sky are gonna be so vibrant. It's gonna be very beautiful. It's gonna be very unique. It's gonna be something that you haven't seen. It's almost like you're looking at cray pots. If you ever
Mm-hmm.
used cray pots when you was like, young as a child, and coloring and stuff like that, and you know how the vibrant those colors is once you use different colors. That's
Mm-hmm.
what's taking place too. So that's part of the cleanup too. That's the cleanup underway. And the weight of the shoulder of this world has so much impact. It been changed to variations of what they want. You know what I'm saying? It's not what they want. It's not what Mother Nature want. Mother Nature want best for her and what best for her children, which
Mm-hmm.
is the star children that come here to visit and learn and how to tap into the emotional sides, learn how to love. That's what we came here to do. But being the fact that the planet got hijacked and we have to go through this transformation, we are actually on a road ride right now. We're actually in a U-Haul. We are in a truck or a van. We on a ride, a roller coaster ride right now. Everybody. So we have to take one day at a time and understand what's about to take changes. You know what I'm saying? Because this is a planetary shift, and it's coming. I mean, we see it. Whether we be out in public, whether we be outside, and what I'm saying, soaking in that solar. We soaking in that solar from the sun, and we can actually feel the changes with our skin, with our children. Uh, the way we think, the way we act. You can feel it. You know what I mean?
I agree. Oh, I agree. I agree that you can feel the changes. I I agree what you said when you said that by us meditating and making the videos and everything like that,
Yeah,
like that's
definitely.
elevating the energy. And what it is like it's our electromagnetic energy is it's changing frequency, it's changing. And when it changes frequency and it becomes more in alignment, because for a long time we've been dealing with a lot of division, a lot of you and me and verses and all that stuff. And so now we're coming more into like, oh, we're connected, we're one. This is it's a line, it's a piece, it's an equilibrium there happening. So now we're all being able to connect into that, that vertex of peace. And so now you'll see more telepathic communication happening because we can
Yep.
all align there now. You'll see more like us sharing dreams and visions with one another in that space. And it's the power of the electromagnetic energy. And also that controls how we see the planets. Like the more you learn about the planets and their placements, the more they show themselves to you. The more you go, the more you train this, the more these align, you know? And that's why they say knowledge is power. That's why they say, learn what you can learn and, read books and all this stuff. Like, really like have a passion about feeding your third eye, because that's what's going to keep, create a vision for your two eyes and your whole experience situation is what you know. And we have these chum bucket hats on, or some people still have them on, some don't, being controlled by like the energies that be on what to think and how to think and when to think and all that stuff like that. And that's the energy. I I want to say for every energy, there's an equal opposite energy. It's just we've been at an equilibrium so long that an equilibrium is coming and it's going to open up a lot of things. But there is still going to be an opposite energy. It's just not going to be to the level that it has been so far. And for those of us that are in this space, it's really time for us to come to a space where, Libra energy is air, it's everywhere. And to that point, it could be a little whimsical and unrealistic. So at this point in time, us spiritual people that have been up in our crown chakras and third eyes and not paying attention to our root chakra at all, we have to come to a collective consensus about what it is we're really trying to manifest. What kind of world is it that we really want to see? What is it that we're really trying to create amongst each other? Because we haven't collectively declared that yet. We just keep saying, I want different. I want something. This isn't this. This isn't that. Okay, so let's collectively come to a decision and manifest that, because now we have been practicing and teaching how powerful our energy is, the magic we got, how connected we are. We've been doing these readings, we've been doing the astrology, we've been doing the podcast, we've been doing the things. So now it's really, we can't keep knowledge hoarding. This is the season of harvest. We have to actually put it to use, or it's a waste.
But I could tell you one thing for sure. I was talking about a while back about the meditation, how deep that is, you know what I'm saying? Because it substantially is a mechanism that actually can help change the variations of the output of the world. Because we have to understand that once we in the meditation, okay, the meditation is like you logging into your computer, or you logging into a you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna say you more like it's beyond that, you know what I'm saying? It's more like a quantum like computer. It's on a higher level, it's on an intelligent level. But once we log into these networks, I'm gonna say networks, okay, like Wi-Fi networks, you know what I'm saying? Once we log into, we can change the variations and the output, and how to, we can change different structures around us. We can change behaviors around us. We can change different ways of output, how we live into as well, because we have to understand that that is the power to everything. That's the key to the truck. That's the key to the navigation. That is the key to your Mercedes Benz, is your meditation. Because we have to understand that once we log into this meditation, we can change everything, the way we think, the way we act, how the world changes. It depends on you, how much time you want to put into that energy. Because once we put so much time into that energy, you will see the changes. You will see the structure behind it. So once we harness that energy, log into that internet, that solar, that source internet, that output of source energy come from that internet, which is you. Because energy or internet is in you, and your crown chakra is the antenna to send the signals out to define that purpose, and so we can reconstruct our environment, you know what I mean? Because it goes a long way. Once we do this, I mean, it is so beautiful. Once we start doing this, we got to take the time out to do this for ourselves, do it for your family, and just do it for the main goal, the collective, you know what I mean? And we cannot be like real stingy about it, you know what I'm saying? Because it's so many people don't understand, like, oh, you know what I'm saying, I'm just gonna do it this day, I'm gonna do it that day. No, we need all that energy. We need all the input that we can get to this signal, so we can change the whole signal and the whole narrative. And that's my main objective, for like far as a collective, as a group of people coming together to meditate and bring defiant to our world, bring that new reality, you know what I mean? Change the way we act, change the evolution. We can grow from it.
Oh yeah, definitely. I agree wholeheartedly. Like, it's time to like show up. We've been calling ourselves these names. We've been invoking these spirits and these energies out of ourselves, out of each other, calling each other different God names, and, you know, giving each other different empowering basket names. We used to have basket names that were like insults and things, but now we have decided to transform our basket names into more empowering ones. And that's good, you know. We've been invoking that energy in ourselves by doing so. So now that that energy is invoked and we're here and we have this mindset and we've been embodying the things and we've been eating healthy and exercising and learning and practicing and all these things, yes, it is time to come together as a collective and start working together. And for a lot of people, they still have to break that business mindset. Like, a lot of people come into the spiritual realm on a business thing, and that was the way. And like the whole like virtual like boom, if you will, it was a way to capitalize off of what we do. Because at one point in time, remember, once upon a time, everything was easily accessible. It wasn't all these restrictions. There wasn't all these, oh, you're shadow banned, you're hidden, and you got to pay for this, you got to do that. Until, you know, energy started making their own benefit off of these platforms. So now all of a sudden all these things have changed, you know, to keep an umbrella over what we're doing. If you notice, that's what they continuously do. I was watching a video earlier. There was this guy that comes into the store, you know, ever so often, and he made a drone. And his drone that he made, he went to the UN and presented it to the people. So today he came into the store and he was like, "Oh, let me show you what I showed him." So they have like the, you know, the VR glasses with the holograph. The drones that they have, you could see everything. So even if you were off grid, they could still take this drone from the comfort of their office. Everything is a holograph. They could see all the business structures there. The kind of technology they have now, they can kind of detect how far it's in the ground, how high it's up, and sometimes if they can't, it's highlighted a different color. They have like, it's just all these little things that they could see now and they can do now. And it's just it's just crazy. I don't know, that was just like a side story,
The
but
new AI.
like yeah, it just
And
shows.
that program coming in, because I don't know if you've been seeing it about the creator and those, like, they going around with these like robot type of people,
Mm,
and they going to NFL games, and I don't know if it's a publicity stunt
it
or they promoting
is.
a movie or whatever, but when you look at it, they looking like real machines. They get up like real machines. Like, no person on earth will actually get up like that.
Well, that's
I
what
mean,
people don't
the way
realize.
they get up
They're
is
the
like,
ones that's going to be the robots. That's what people don't realize. They're expecting the robots to be these mechanical things that come out and da. No, you guys are the robots. They're going to put the chips in you. You're
yep,
the powers that be know how your cells can mutate to what's going on. Like, so if you're eating a bunch of plastics, now your cells are surviving off of plastic. We have we have the ability to survive anything. We adapt to whatever it is that's going on. Oh, you want to be in my cycle? Well, now you're in my cycle and you're a part of me. So that's what they're doing with the technology. They're molding it to you. They're molding it to our electromagnetic frequency. It's made out of organite. We're organites. So it's that connection there. And now they're going to put it into your physical body. So now you have that ultimate connection. So this is how you go between man-made and spirit. Again, once again, we're making another decision between man and spirit, because you have the economic system versus moving with nature. Then you have their education system versus learning how to survive in nature and make natural things. Then you have the medicine, you know, man-made medicine or nature's medicine. And now you have this thing where, do you want AI to control your ability to tap into a cloud and do all this telepathic stuff? Or do you want nature's version where we're going to be tapped into the celestial cloud and we are going to be able to do that through the natural way and God's way? So it's going to keep being that crossroad. And like I always say, you can't serve two masters. So anybody that's telling you that they do both, they full of shit. Just like everybody now. You notice a lot of people who have been trying to, I'm here, I'm there, I'm here, I'm there. Nah, their skeletons are coming out the closet. they have to start facing the music. There, we had that whole situation. It was on my birthday too, September 19th. Neptune was opposite the sun. That means that the spotlight, sun is the spotlight, was on Neptune, and Neptune was at its brightest. Neptune is hidden agendas, hidden enemies, Akashic records, everything beneath the horizon in the deep waters. What's in the deep waters? Your brain. And it's not just your brain, it's the melanin part of your brain. That's Olukun. That's why it's like a navy blue color. That's what you think of when you think of the deep waters. That's that part of your brain. So thinking about that part and all the things you keep buried in there, a lot of that stuff's been coming out, and you'll see more of it coming out because we still kind of have some more energies happening around Neptune and Saturn that are sitting in Pisces, which is, same energy as Neptune, the unconscious, the Akashic records, the hidden agendas, and all those things. So, we have spotlights, heading on them. A lot of that stuff is coming out. And with that, I'm gonna mute myself first. Second.
Go ahead. Yeah, but I definitely was gonna state, like, some of the stuff that on TikTok they've been posting right now. As far as like I'm gonna go from the hospital vanishing, the experience that people have been seeing, like the disappearing video, which is it's a big topic right now that's trending, and people don't really, people think it's like it's a movie stunt, something that's like converted to like false, like fakery, you know what I mean? So Rod Hayes was just on here like a video ago, and we was talking about that, and he said that the disappearing of people is based on the energy of the world, and the way the world is going. It's really relieving people that's not really synced into the planet. To speak on that, Rod Hayes also stated that if people is not synced into this energy, or is pretty much it's warped energy, meaning people that do not belong here, and they warping their reality. You know what I'm saying? So it's like 1 minute you see it, 1 minute you don't. It's more videos that actually coming out on this. You know what I'm saying? It's trending. It's all over TikTok. It's all over Facebook. It's all over Instagram. People are actually seeing this. And when you look at these videos, and you will say to yourself, well, you question it, but you have to understand that there's a bigger explanation towards everything that's occurring, everything that's happening. You know what I mean? Because when things like this happen, it's for a reason. It's actually for a reason. And when you look at it, you really got to answer to yourself why it's happening like this. You know what I'm saying? Why is it trending like this? You know what I'm saying? And people try to jump on a board and make, stitching videos about this stuff, and they stitching things about what's happening. And you look at it like there's several different videos. You know what I'm saying? You got the kids on the school bus, you got the hospital, the ER, you have the New York, you got the New York photos of people disappearing outside. Then there's some more disappearing videos as well, where a cop pulls up to a lady, and the lady disappears in the car when he hands her the ticket. There's also another video that actually just formed the way I seen too as well. The man was outside camping. He goes back into like I don't know if it was like a gas station, whatever. He had to go and get something from a gas station or something, and the person that was in front of the counter no longer there, and the person that was behind him was no longer there, and it's like several videos. And then on top of that, they're constantly erasing certain videos. You know what I'm saying? Because certain videos you might not see, and certain videos a person will see. You know what I'm saying? So you have to understand why is certain videos being erased? Why is certain videos actually playing in front of a live audience? You know what I'm saying? Because the audience will take it and run with fear, and then first thing they're gonna think, oh, it's the rapture. Jesus coming back, girl. You know what I'm saying? Jesus is almost here. You know what I mean? And they ride off of that energy. You feel me? Then you see it all on the line.
But
And
that's the point, though.
pastor speaking about it.
Mm-hmm.
You
That's
better
the
get
point,
right. The rapture is here. You know what I mean? They're
Yep.
like promoting fear. You know what I'm saying? It's promoting fear, but people got to understand, man. You got to stay out of that. Stay out of that spotlight of energy. You know what I'm saying? Find yourself in a suitable place. Get grounded, do your shadow work, because the world is actually going through a process right now. You know what I'm saying? They call this the great split for a reason. You know, the ascension. You know what I'm saying? Split the whole entire people. You know what I'm saying? It's like two earths is splitting. You got the negative earth, you got the positive earth. Which one you want to ride on? You want to entertain people the same way they've been acting, you will ride with the negative.
Mm-hmm.
It's still like two different timelines are being created. Which one you want to choose? Which one you want to walk on? What final destination you want? You know what I mean? And it's a reason why people is kicking this information to people. You know what I mean? Don't be entertained by garbage, gospel. You know what I'm saying? Don't be entertained by people's bull. You know what I'm saying? Keep your eyes open at all times. You know what I'm saying? Stay away from the devil's snare, because it's a trap. That's all it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's one big game that's actually being played, and you are one of the pieces on the board.
I agree. It's intentional that they have people running with the fear. Like, it's intentional to plant certain information on certain Instagram pages. There's some of these Instagram pages with some of these theories and stuff like that are like plants, because they know the power of our electromagnetic energy. And if we're collectively meditating on the same thought, the same frequency, like, it has the same effect. Like, we have people that's collectively meditating and thinking on a positive earth, where we have more celestial energies available to us. We have more firmament, we have cleansing, all these things. And then you have some people who are out here collectively manifesting the rapture, and that's going to be their reality. And then you have some people that are out here manifesting more technology and being a tech world, and that's going to be their reality. And so it's kind of like different splits into like, what reality do you want to live in? And for a long time, we've been in a space where it was only one energy that wanted to rule over our choices. And that energy, like you said, is depleting, is disappearing. Like right now, they're scrambling for power. You're going to see some really desperate power pools, like what you were saying, the robot looking people walking through. That's like trailer or campaigning for like a TV show that's supposed to come out with the robots. They look like that, but
The
it's
movie
also
created a
conditioning
movie.
people.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
based on a movie, but it looks too real. You feel me?
Yeah, what I'm saying is it's also conditioning people to normalize seeing things like that, because that's not the first time
Accept what's
that
coming in. Yeah,
yeah,
preparing you.
the
Yeah,
organic marketing of these movies and television shows and these songs coming out, and different entertainment events is coming off very real. And we seen that initially in, like, when they were testing it with the Blair Witch project, when they had this, we weren't sure if it was really recorded, if it really happened or whatever. And it was a movie, and it was like seeing how far we could play on your mind. Then you had this whole the organic marketing with some of these new artists that are coming out. You think that they blew up because of a song they posted one day and they got hurt, but that's not how it happened. They were already signed, and their publicists were like, oh, we're going to put this song here, make it look like you blew up off of that, and people feel a connection to that and gives them hope. They want to invest in you, they want to support you. Then you have what was the other one where they had the human bodies were called sleeves, and so in their museum thing they
yeah.
had people inside of the bags. That normalizing seeing certain things, certain sci-fi AI type things like that. When you do start seeing it in your space, you already conditioned to accept it. Like, oh, it is what it is. I've seen it so many times. Like, and they do this with a lot of things, and that's how you slowly condition people to come into things. And also, if I'm we know that the gut controls the mind. So I'm filling your gut with 50-cent burgers that got whatever in it is controlling your mind. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
I can also easily, it makes it easier for me to condition you and get you to see, and then I control your algorithms. I control what you look at all day. I know what
But
time you're most likely to look online, so I'm gonna make sure this stuff
did
is the
you
headline when you are on there.
did you see what they done? Like far as like the news that came out with the 50-cent burgers or the 1 cent burger, that it was in a news article like maybe a day after that, when they released them burgers, when everybody was warning everybody about those burgers.
Oh yeah, the
They
meat is
had
infected.
they had 50,000 pounds of beef. Yeah, like
Hmm.
50,000 pounds of beef that was E. coli and was dangerous and it was exposed. And people, and I'm kind of wondering why it was so cheap. And, people consume this and eat it and, parasited, the parasites that runs with meat and stuff like that, that actually can do some damage to your body. And not only that, what I'm saying, just think about how many people probably had a trip to the hospital, just, venture off to the, eating that meat, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
The Simpsons played an episode about that. It was about the Krusty Clown burgers, where they had, it was called Earth Burgers, and they went on sale, and you notice how he didn't eat his own product.
Hmm.
Krusty Clown, how he always don't eat his product, but he always have a stunt double to eat it for him. And they show in a commercial that somebody ate the burger for him. Then next thing you know, they was home. You know what I'm saying? Like the Simpson family, they was all home. Then you'll see that like they was like actually going through like stomach pains, and then you see everybody going to the bathroom like their stomach was hurting. Then when Bart and Lisa get to school, they announce on the EPA that the speaker that we might be closing school due to the illness of like stomach virus. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
You find that kind of weird, like, what I'm saying, for them to break down an episode like that, because they also they've been hitting it on the nail on the coffin for a long time. Like,
Oh
far
yeah,
as
the
like,
Simpsons definitely. They've been hitting it for a minute with a lot of different episodes. And I find that interesting. Um, I know that we speak a lot on how like people in these places like the writers of the show, they've been around for like decades. So they have,
they channel energy from the universe. Yep.
exactly. And when I was a kid, The Simpsons was something that we would sit down together and watch as a family and eat. It used to come on Sundays on Fox at 8 o'clock. That was the jump. And so
Everybody stop for that.
yeah. So and I was through the television. And back then our copper wires and stuff in the TVs was way better than they are now.
Big old TVs, them fat TVs were hard to push.
Durable as shit.
Yeah,
Durable. That TV gonna
they
last you
last a long
forever.
time. Cause we
Yes.
had a TV that lasts from the '80s all the way to the '90s. Like, it was less crazy.
Believed. I was definitely in the 90s and early 2000s, still with my little turn knob TV with the bunny ears on it. Like that TV lasts forever.
Everybody remember playing Pac-Man on them big old TVs and Atari, and what I'm saying, went from Atari to the Nintendo, because it was like the biggest thing. That was like, what
Hmm.
I'm saying, because it was like occupied. You know what I'm saying? It was a great life being a kid that little, but we was exposed to a lot of things, but we didn't know nothing about the things that are around us. It was exposing.
Now
You
think
know what I
about
mean?
that. Because that was a big time for that was the first stage of energy harvesting for us through the television screen. That was a big movement for us as kids. Now these
School.
people know when we're born. They have our city, state, time, and exact birthday. They have data analysis. They hire people to analyze data and keep data and all that. So knowing that they have the statistics, the vital statistics or whatever with people's birth charts, so they know what percent of people right now have these placements and these placements and these placements, and with that data they can make predictions because they start to see patterns in the data. Like right now I've been reading natal charts for about like 3-4 years, right? And in my 3-4 years of reading natal charts, I see a pattern in parent to child relationship and pass offs with the energy. So if I could see it in my little bit of people I seen, imagine these people that got, hospitals across the world. So they see these different things. So they're like, okay, we know what we do, because at a certain period of time, we know Pluto is going to be in Scorpio for X amount of years. That means that we're going to have X amount. That analysis says we usually have like 3 million kids born in fucking September, right? Because everybody's having sex in the summer. So during September, we know we're gonna have this many babies with these placements, because we know in the transit chart what position those planets are gonna be at. So they already know what kind of energy they're dealing with. If I say we're gonna have a generation of Pluto and Scorpio babies, you already know what solar plexus energy they come in with. They come in for the rebirth and the transformation, and then they also can predict, okay, well in this year they'll be X age. So their progressive chart will be here, and the transit chart will be here, and these, like, they have people whose jobs is to do that. They're called data analysts, and they have data analysts for vital statistics. That's how they're able to come up with certain consensus about things, and these people are most likely to do this, and this kind of person most likely to do that, and stuff like that. So them knowing that energy, they knew how to, what kind of TV shows to make, what kind of frequencies to make them on, what kind of energy to harness on us, whether it's in the radio waves. We got microwaves all over the place. You got the different the G's, they keep going up. That's in alignment too. They know what they're doing. Oh, we need these kind
Hey,
of gamma
China
rays
already
now.
on fire. Yeah, China finna already stepping in 6G already.
Because we're evolving to 6D. You know what I'm saying? People are starting to rise above the physical chakras. They're coming into, like, people's astral projecting. There's people that can go through the air and go inside other people's bodies and massage them from the inside and fix stuff and move stuff around. There's people out there doing that right now. So knowing that, yeah, they, especially over there in Asia, they got some peeps, some special peeps over there in Asia flexing on some like 6D, 7D stuff. So yes, they're, as we raise our D's, they raising their G's. You know what I mean? And so we got to be prepared for that too, and that comes with a lot of self-knowledge. Start learning about the higher up dimensions, so that we know we can prepare ourselves for the equal opposite energy that's coming as well.
I got you. I'll put a noise cancellation on that. You good?
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. That's what I like about StreamYard. Yeah, definitely, man. Because when I just know that everything has a purpose. You know what I'm saying? Because if we can go back and just think as a kid, and you think about all the different things that actually came in front of you, that TV, because the TV was like just generating programs and reprogramming the mind the whole time. Same thing with these, horror movies and stuff like that. It would just program you, programming you to be very feared and scared. Because that's a way to start somebody off. You start them off young. If you start a child off young looking at horror movies, they'll have like different nightmares, and you know what I'm saying, they'll see life a little bit different. It'd be uneasy to them. You know what I mean? Because I remember just growing up, just like, what I'm saying, looking at a lot of different stuff. You know what I'm saying? From Creep Show to like Freddy Krueger, from Freddy Krueger to like, what I'm saying, Jason, and what I'm saying, just like, it was just, something that I was young, but I had, my brothers and them, they were just older. They like stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And when you see it, you can't help it, but you be like, what I'm saying? What are we doing? What are we looking at? You know what I'm saying? Why somebody getting killed? You feel me? And that energy it be put on you. You know what I'm saying? Early. Because it's entertaining your mind and programming you. Like it's just taking you to school.
It does. You ever go to sleep to a scary movie?
Yeah.
It be in your dreams.
Yeah. And the thing about it, my first scary movie as a child was like the Alien movie. You know what I'm saying? When it first came out was Sigourney Weaver. That movie traumatized me for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? They laughing like, yeah, this is gonna be good. This gonna be good. You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting through the whole movie like, dang, can I leave? Couldn't leave. You know what I'm saying? Couldn't leave. I had to stay for the whole ride. You know what I'm saying? But it programmed your mind, and it altered and filter a lot of things about you, man. Like you'll be like totally like waking up, you know what I'm saying? You know, if you're living in a dark house, you'd be kind of like uneasy, you know what I'm saying? That's that program fear, taking over you, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, taking right over your solar plexus.
Yeah.
And
And
you
you know
know,
what I'm
it's
saying?
by design. When you watch those movies, it's always teenagers. And the
Yeah.
solar plexus year of existence is 14 to 21. So
Yeah.
it's usually 14 to 21-year-olds that's in these movies getting killed and stuff like that. So it's
Oh
like they're
man.
attacking the solar plexus age group, age of development or whatever. And then it is usually like people who resonate with these characters. The age 14 to 21 are people that really want to go to these movies. Older people too, but like
I
they
still
want to
can't
go.
believe my pops took me to that movie.
For me, it was
You see the
Halloween
aliens?
movies. You know how like around Halloween time, AMC and TMC do the
Yep.
Halloween and if that was for me, the first scary movie was Cujo was the first drawing for me, and
At
it just
the movie theater?
it was on AMC or whatever.
What was like your first like horror movie that you ever saw at the movie theater? That
Ever
like
saw at the movie theaters.
mine, man, that movie right there. I don't know, man. Aliens is still a good movie, but that movie right there, like, yo, if you're a child, you shouldn't even be in that process. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-uh.
You know what I'm saying? Because back then, those movies looked much hella real than what it is now.
Yeah. Okay. So I remember in this apartment I used to live in, you had the sink. It was like the front of the apartment with the front door, and it's this long hallway, and then it's the kitchen sink where you
Yeah.
wash the dishes on the other end of the apartment. But it's just this long way between the front door and that way. And so at nighttime, the only light that would be on is the light on top of the
Oh
kitchen
man.
sink. So I
Man,
would get called like, "Come wash these dishes," but they would turn all the lights off. So it
I
was a
remember that.
sign and Halloween.
Yo.
It was a scene in Halloween where Mike Myers like comes down off the pole all quiet,
Oh,
and
keep
I
it 100.
swear
Keep it one.
that played in my head every
Yeah.
time.
Keep it one. I'm gonna keep it 100 because I was just like that, man. Because we had, I was staying in my granddaddy's house at one time because he had passed away, and we inherited the house, and we ended up staying there. Like me, my mom, sisters, and brothers, and stuff like that. It's a big house, though. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And the kitchen be so far right here, and you turn a light on. I could just imagine, you turn a light on right here, and when I did that, I turned the light off, and you know what I'm saying, everything just pitch black. You can't see nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's nerve wracking. So you already programmed. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's like why? You know what I'm saying? It was so
Yeah, it's like
dark.
it's gonna
It was
happen
so
to
dark.
me.
I practically ran in the hallway, hit the wall, and that's when my mom came up. She turned the light on. Boy, what is you doing? You know what I'm saying? But you got to understand, man. A lot of people been through some stuff, man. I don't try to sugarcoat nothing, but you know what I'm saying? Life is like, you know what I'm saying? You got to deal with it, man. This is what we go through every day. You know what I'm saying? Your kids gonna go through the same thing if you don't program them on the right, you know what I'm saying, the right way.
You
You
definitely gotta empower their solar plexus because they definitely be coming for that jump.
yeah.
You gotta
Yeah.
you gotta be aware of the different. You gotta be aware of your child's chakras, period, and make sure that if they're not the source of their own chakra, you
Yeah.
are, or someone you trust is someone that can be trusted to stimulate that particular chakra while they're still in that dependent stage of life until they feel so empowered they can fulfill their own chakras and they feel that level of confidence. And they also feel that level of confidence that if they needed support because one chakra or two or something was imbalanced, they have a support team to always fall back on. So it's important to establish that with your child through their stages and phases of life. Every 7 years is a new chakra. So you got the first 7 years of life is the root chakra. From 7 to 14, you got the sacral where they're finding joy and figuring out what they like. Then you got 14 to 21. Now they're empowering themselves. They're learning how to make decisions and stay in authority. From 21 to 28 is the heart chakra. That's usually when they want to fall in love and get married and also obtain their wealth, go to college, find their career. Then you got 28 to 35. That's in their throat chakra. They learn how to invoke and speak and communicate. And, that's when they stop arguing and yelling and they're like, oh, I can talk now. Then they go from 35 to 42. That's when they're in their third eye. They really start having that wisdom starts coming, and they start teaching the people that's 21 in their solar plexus. They start having, they had their children and they're, now they're coming in that space. And if you look at the body where they show the chakras and how they show like the energy fields going around it, like this one connected to that one connected to that one. That's also the connection there should be in our generations. So you have the third eye, the wisdom supposed to be with the babies, right? Then you have the other age is a little bit younger because they can resonate with them a little bit better. Then you have it keep coming together. They're showing us what stages of life we should be interacting with each other more and influencing each other more as well. And so, being in alignment and mindful of that is essential too. And it's by design. October, the veil is very thin. We just had, the harvest super moon.
Very.
We're about to have 2 eclipses on the 14th and 28th. Then we got Pluto going prograde on Tuesday. We have a lot of Plutonian type of alignments and stuff as planets start moving into the winter spaces, especially with Pluto going prograde and about to start making its degrees back towards Aquarius. It'll be stamped in Aquarius in November 2024. But we have all these different things happening, and it's by design that this is the month that they show us these horror films and challenge your solar plexus chakra in the season of Libra, where you're supposed to find a certain level of groundedness and confidence in what you're doing, but you can easily be swayed because that's like pleasing, adaptable energy or whatever. And then you have all these celestial openings happening that thin the veil. So if your energy is all flunked up because you've been watching horror movies and you got these scary scenes in your mind and stuff like that, and then you're wearing these costumes that emulate these certain kind of demons and energies and stuff, you
reliving that same energy as your youth and your adolescence.
Yeah. This is the energy where you're not supposed to be scared. This is the energy where you show confidence and courageousness, because we're going from Libra into Scorpio season. Now, Libra constellation not that big. Libra energy is actually very small. So, that's why it feels like it goes so fast. And now we're in Scorpio, we're moving a little slower. And so this is like the leeway between Virgo and Scorpio energy more so. Is how like I think about it in Finding Nemo when you had the turtles, and then it was that part where turtles was like going through a wave. That's what I feel like Libra is going through that fast wave real quick into Scorpio energy. And Scorpio energy rules over the solar plexus chakra. So under this energy of harvest, we're not supposed to be harvesting fear and demons and all these and murder and stuff. We're supposed to be harvesting courageousness and confidence and solar plexus energy, transformation and rebirth, being in alignment with the leaves falling off the trees and stuff. So, we got to be mindful of that too. Because it's not just movies. They got the haunted houses, they got the theme parks, they got the hay rides and all that invoking that in the physical as well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, definitely. But we do have, we have to understand we do have chaos energy in us too.
Oh yeah.
Everything ain't pretty much. I mean, you got to understand everything really ain't. We have the love and light, but you have to understand you have chaos energy in you too, and that's part of your, your condition of your body, your evolution, your growth with spirit. Because you have two of the same. You feel me? But you have to understand that energy of chaos. You know what I'm saying? When you ready to snap and you ready to choke them up out, type of thing.
Feel empowered to do so.
Turn into a Power Ranger. That's that chaos energy. You know what I'm saying? That's the chaos energy. You know what I'm saying? Because you be ready to, power up, Power Rangers, turn into the White Ranger, 1 or 2. But definitely, I had an uncle, man. I had an uncle when I was like young, and he used to talk real loud and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like real loud, like to smoke a lot of cigarettes and stuff. You know how old people is. You know what I'm saying? And old people be like, "Boy, I'm not gonna tell you something, man." And be talking real loud, and you be like, "Oh, why is you talking so loud?" You know what I'm saying?
Yelling this
Because like you know, being in environment and, you know, you have different relatives and family that play a part in your life that, you know what I'm saying, by I'm starting to get used to him talking like that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people ain't used to that because they feel like that's a, you know, he ready to fight. What's wrong with him? He okay? I'm ready to hit him with a bottle. You know what I'm saying? But you have people like that. You have to understand. You have to understand. You know what I'm saying? Because certain people you cannot understand, certain people you can't understand. But you know what I'm saying? It's like the mechanism. You feel me? Because the way he was like, you know, came in. You probably came in a military family. You probably came in. You know what I'm saying? That's why you don't judge everybody. You know what I'm saying? You can't judge everybody. Yeah, if you can't judge everybody. You got to judge yourself before you judge others. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
kind of like the judgment is more so like
That's the
observation.
Libra scale. That's the Libra scale.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it's like observation. And so
Yeah.
with the observation is like me, how I think everything like chemical equations. So it's like if I got this chemical, you got that chemical, we gonna come together and it's gonna create something that might be some byproduct or whatever. But we could repel, we could attract, we can collide and explode, you know, get turned into a whole new mixture. We could be like a salad, like it's a different thing. So that's how I think about different energy exchanges. So but with that first comes judgment. Like, what kind of energy am I dealing with? And I love being a mutable sign because I could just think that and be like, okay, so I can move like this around you. I can move like that around you. So it's not so much. I think people, that's what people get the judgment thing wrong because they still believe in that good, bad, right or wrong. And energy don't know that. Energy just goes where it's called. And you personally, you make your own maya, you make your own justice scales. That's why you have those chakras in your own self. So it's whatever you say is right or wrong. But you, while you say that, you got to be honest that that is your story. That's not truth. Truth is everything is one. Everything is just one. So when you make that distinction, you know, have that approach with people. Like if I would approach your uncle and my personal truth, I'm not loud. I'm not going to yell. I don't smoke cigarettes. But when
Yeah,
I'm,
you be like,
yeah,
some
but
people
while
be
I'm
usually about
interacting
people
with
talking
him,
loud, especially somebody that's in your face talking loud. You feel me? Like, who are you? You know what I'm saying? Because the first thing you're gonna come off hand, you gonna like go into your chaos energy, like be ready to, hey, what's going on?
I know
You,
some people who don't have a
yeah.
sense of personal space. I know some people that don't know about the 3 feet rule. So it's like,
The 5 minute with the 5 feet
yeah,
COVID
like be back
move.
there. And that's my
5 feet
own
away, bro.
personal judgment. That's my own
Yeah.
personal judgment. How in my own personal Maya and Oba scales, and I have to understand while I have my own, he has his own. So what he thinks he's doing is righteous. He may be thinking, I'm giving you good communication. I'm being stern in what I'm saying. I'm making you listen. Maybe he grew up in a space where people didn't listen to him unless he was loud or something. Like it's just a little thing. I don't really know the truth,
Yeah.
but just saying like different things like that. And so that's his Maya. That's his open scale. So I
Yeah.
have to have the
I feel like Lawrence
recognition.
had it hard coming up compared to what we went
Oh
through.
yeah. Oh
We
yeah.
just got
They had a whole
introduced to
different world.
the Hall of Fame once we was like little and stuff, you know what I mean? Growing up. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna put something in the equation, goddess. Think about this. Like everybody has children, right?
Right.
Everybody has children, right? You go through a period in your life where you'll be like so angry, right? And because you have to teach them, you have to feed them, you have to put clothes on their back, pay the bills, and all that stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
you have some uneasy times with your kids. You feel me? Because you be like ready to snap. You like, why this ain't sinking in? You feel me? That's, what I'm saying. You have to understand that's the chaos energy. That's the
Right.
chaos energy that's in you. You know what I'm saying? Because you like if nothing don't work your way, you've been nice all the time, and you can turn the Smurfette. You feel me? Then you know what I'm saying. You got to understand that when that energy be activated, you know what I'm saying. That's that chaos energy.
Mm-hmm.
That chaos energy is like raw. You feel me? Like I'm here. You gonna listen. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's that divine energy of the cosmos. You feel me? It's in us. It's a program. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because like Rod was saying, these are different programs. You know what I'm saying? Because our body is we download them like apps. You know what I'm saying? just like a cell phone, like he was telling me. But he said, just, you know, I was telling him, you know, saying I'm learning that, you know, I've been on the road of, you know, saying doing angel magic for a minute now, you know what I'm saying? And he broke it down to me, you know what I'm saying? Just like demonic magic, you know what I'm saying? They call it daemon, which is a short for saffron is it angelic, you know what I'm saying? It's two different beings, you know what I'm saying? But they always say it's good and bad, it's which is not, because it's always balanced. They always get along. People don't really know that.
Right.
And they really don't know that. And these are your energy that exists within you. It's like app energy. Like I'm gonna go to the Google store and download this and this and this. You feel me?
But the reason why people think they don't get along, that's why they don't get along within themselves too. They separate their what they claim is good and bad within themselves. So some of them either go, you know, I want to go completely to the dark side, middle finger to the right side, and other people go the other way. And once you recognize that they on the outside, the story of the angels and the daemons, the angelics, and they get along, you have to learn how to, you know, put
Cherry,
your energy
Cherubon
together.
and spirit. Yeah, Cherubon. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta learn how to put your yin and yang back together too. There's been a disconnect in a lot of different energies in our space in the realms of light and darkness. And it's time for the unification. And that's what's happening with Aries and Aries, reminding y'all that Aries is the divine feminine energy. That's also the energy of unification because it's coming back into the divine womb. It's coming back to that overall cloud energy, you know. Feminine energy has always been about unification.
Yeah, definitely. The beating of the drum across the land has already begun. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, everybody having a lot of visions that's actually activation programs or your ancestors or these downloads is pretty much been coming to you, but you just ain't know what the you know what it was. And you know, when you be dialing up programs in your sleep, you actually in the 4D because this is 3D where we in now. But when you go to sleep, that's the 4D. And so we actually in the 4D, fourth dimension when you go to sleep because our body can't really take so much you know, by us being awoke in the 3D, it's not really virtual for us to like mingle within that energy, you know what I'm saying? So that's why we go into our, you know what I'm saying, astral space, which is the universal space within the divine. So when we getting these messages and stuff like these divine messages and stuff like that, these are like messages, you know what I'm saying? If a person see numbers and you see the same numbers all day long, 222, 333, 888, 666, whatever, those are messages, you know what I'm saying? Just go look it up and try to understand your message because somebody's trying to deliver you a message. It's a text message that's been going through your file for a minute, and you know what I'm saying. Because you got when your calling is called on your spirit team is calling you, or your family ancestors is dialing up a program trying to reach you, and the greatest reachable point is the internet because sometimes you will get things online you may not understand what it is. Those are different messages. And angels do and daemons use the internet too to like have communication with you in the physical, and these be real physical messages. You'd be like, what is this? You know what I'm saying? Think about it. When our phone is on a black screen or the computer on a black screen, what else? What are those screams are called when it's black? Think about it. I'm gonna let y'all do that because they use this as a tool to communicate with the supernatural. You know what I'm saying? The scribe, the mirror scribe. You know what I'm saying? You know the black mirror. That's if you think about it, black mirror is like they're using your energy.
Yeah.
When you see like the black screen from the TV, the black screen
They
from
on
your
the other side watching.
phone, yes, that's
Yeah.
the energy they use. They pulling it from you.
Right. It's an
They want,
organite.
yeah.
It's an organite. That's why they say you can't be walking around with your phone on your body because you start to get tumors and cells because it's sucking your energy. It you know, so now you're starting to, you know, malfunction on the inside. Like your body is trying to adapt in a weird way, because cancer is like a malfunction in the reproduction of cells. They reproduce in a different way, and then they clump together and create tumors. So it's like a tissue or whatever. So like all of that starts happening where you keep it in these kind of products that also they say don't sleep around it, like you were saying. Like don't sleep around that joint, because that's when it's really sucking, because now it's sucking like the subconscious, your Olukun energy is so when you wake up, it's like, damn, I was just dreaming about this.
Yep.
And it's in my phone. Now you start seeing like your Instagram real spiral, you go down, is mirroring everything you feel and everything you're going through. And it creates an addiction to your phone too, because now even subconsciously you feel this tether, like, oh, I'm going through something, let me go through my phone. I know it's going to
You,
support me with some reels or some memes or something. Like that connection starts to be created there.
do you notice that when you leave your phone, you have a fit? Like people like I've been seeing people like that. You leave your phone at the house or in the car or something like that. Be like, where my phone at? Oh man, oh. You know what I
They
mean?
feel lost.
Yeah. You know what I mean? And the phone is already programming. Phone
Yeah.
been programming people for years. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's how MK Ultra worked. Programming. But
Yeah.
that's how this world is though. This world is like it's like living in it's living in uh it's like living in a box, also living in a state of mind where it's controlled by somebody that got the controller in their hand, like playing a game
Video
or
game. Yeah.
TV, VCR remote in their hand. They constantly like, what I'm saying, they got you. But
Mm-hmm.
now it's time to take back what is yours. You know what I'm saying? Your energy. Just take back your energy from all levels. You know what I'm saying? All aspects of the universe, all um um multitudes of the universe. You know what I'm saying? That is your energy. Whatever you have left your energy at, or drops of energy at, that is yours. Just call it back to you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Definitely guidance. Any anything you want to say before we close out, or you know what I mean?
Oh yeah. So this month, we got a lot of meteor showers. It's all about going inward, going into the darkness, going into the divine womb, the soil and everything. We got some meteor showers bringing the minerals back into the soil from the celestial realms happening. Actually, today is the draconic meteor shower maximum activity, and they're over, I think, on like the 18th or so. And so you can see that from the draconic constellation. Believe they're like 5 an hour. The eclipses that we have this month are focused on the heart chakra. So we start off with the solar eclipse with the sun being, in the foreground, controlling our experience in law, justice, truth, and harmony. So in this space, ground yourself in your harvest and what you really want to see in law, justice, and truth in your interpersonal relationships, in your bonds and contracts and things like that as a collective. And then at the end of this month on the 28th, we're in Taurus energy with that eclipse. So in that space, it's all about moving into the realms of wealth and business and, beauty and what we want to see, because Venus rules over the eyes, the eye of the beauty. What's beautiful to you? And I'm not just talking about like, visually appealing and aesthetics. I'm talking about like lifestyle beauty. When I go outside, what do I want to see? What kind of lifestyle do I want to live type energy? And Taurus energy is also the energy of materialization. So under that moon, which just so happens to be the full moon as well, we're really like materializing things and stuff like that. So this month focuses on the heart chakra. We're going from declaring things to materializing things, and this underneath this energy of harvest. Pay attention because you're repeating degrees in Pluto starting on Tuesday. So you might repeat some extreme degrees in your space of your solar plexus, people challenging you or empowering you, a little bit of both. So pay attention to your reality. Check your Scorpio placement in alignment with the Scorpio being in the earth energy right now. So that's what I have pretty much. Just to remind y'all, we have an eclipse event, a seance, a sovereignty seance on Telegram. I'm trying to tell as
Yeah.
many people as possible. It's on that 14th and that 28th. We'll be manifesting under these Taurian energies very intentionally. So the more people, the merrier. Free event, of course. Also, nomination for the Cosmic Nobodies Convention is back open. And I will see y'all for the planetary forecast on Monday and Sunday service on Sunday. That's all I got.
Yo. Thank you, goddess. Definitely. This is like episode that to get people to understand a lot of things, because these updates, we do this like every month or every couple of weeks or whatever. We definitely alert you and let you know what's what's going on, what's the trend, and that status or whatever. But you can also look for Sunshine Monie on YouTube, which is at her Let's Nobody's Business, right? Yeah. Okay. That is her YouTube channel. And also you can follow her on Facebook as well. She's a mentor, coach, and definitely appreciate y'all to leave replies, shares, subs. That all helps to help the family grow so we can grow and do more and more to come. Y'all stay blessed, stay grounded, stay loved with the ancestors, and definitely, yo, this is one Z Energy. Much love to everybody. Yo.